As a kid, when I would come home and bring a friend, I used to hate this. Well, who's your mother? Who's your father?
Well, that was always the way.
Right, but see now I know the reality of it. They all went to the same school, and the likelihood of them knowing each other was high. But we used to get that no matter who I brought home. Well, who's your mother? And who's your father? And I wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting it. But now that I'm older and seeing things, I realize it's just like this street and that street. Nobody taught me young about redlining. I didn't know anything about redlining. Now that I know about redlining, I saw why Granddaddy took advantage of this opportunity to build houses for their own neighborhoods. Just like the one up the street, the ones that had running water, he saw that as an opportunity. As a result of redlining. I didn't know at that time. But now, he said hindsight.
Yeah.
We used to, when Granddaddy was alive, we had a party, a birthday party every year. It started right back there on Granddaddy's father's farm off of Clarksburg Road. All the professional blacks would come up, the judge. They came from the city up to the country. Because my great-grandfather had all this land, they could come, and I remember as a kid catching tadpoles, because the creek's there, 10 Mile Creek, whatever's going through here, right? People from the city, this was new to them, being in the country. And he was the Martin Luther King of Clarksburg. He got to know the neighbors, and he did stuff with Mrs. Bowden. He did stuff with them, and they, and it was important to him that we all work together. Together we win. When he built the rec center, this whole community pitched in. It wasn't a black and white thing. It was an American thing.
Yeah, they all pitched in.
They did honor Granddaddy. They did open the gate, and the park put a plaque out there that
You got a picture of that plaque somewhere.
The park is now called Little Bennett Regional Park.
Oh,
No.
You can't go drive back that way
anymore.
No.
Where their houses used to be, you used to be able to make a left-hand turn.
I know where it is.
But when they dedicated this park or this thing for Granddaddy that I have from the park, they opened it.
When he passed, I didn't realize there was a lot of family, younger, older and everything. It's like, we all work for Uncle Wilson. I painted, I learned how to, build stuff.
Bricklaying.
Bricklaying, everything.
Because Granddaddy had his business, all of us worked. And when you're 12 years old or 10 years old, trying to make your own money doing something, just so you can get, he would hire us. And when I was at church, this young boy, I need some help around here. He was 12. And I paid him $10 an hour. $10 an hour. And I would give him a 2-hour minimum because he was 12. He wasn't driving up here. And I showed him the things that Granddaddy showed me. But his parents were so happy that I gave him an opportunity, and he was learning how to manage his money. And it's so funny because I told you he was 12. He's off in college now. And I remember the first time he said, well, I'm going to work 3 hours. 3 hours, that's $30. I got to give God $3, and then I get the rest for myself. And I shared that with his parents. They said that was a long time ago. He ain't saying that now, Mr. Aaron. He's not saying that now. Because he said now it's about Dad, and I was just like, oh man, he got some good home training. He learning to give 10% to God, and it's really something. My great-grandmother lived at the bottom, and she gave some property to the other cousin, and then the other cousin. So all up on Stringtown Road used to be my family. Her house was there.
Because the majority of the families that lived on Stringtown Road, the men played string instruments. And that's how it got to be Stringtown Road.
But again, family relationships or race relationships were really good on Stringtown Road. My grandfather pulled a shop at my mother's house that was on Stringtown Road. Brother John, who I call Brother John, one time some people came up and they were going into the shop.
Brother John is white, first of
all.
all.
And listen, Brother John used to have a problem with me calling him Brother John, because I'm so spiritual. And I said, Brother John, let me tell you something. When you die, he gonna call you up. And the Lord gonna look down and say, you cut Francis's grass, you cut Helen's grass, come on in. And then he said it was all right, I can call him Brother John. Anyway, Brother John, my grandfather had his shop up there and he would build stuff up. And granddaddy sent somebody up there to get something.
It was a dollhouse.
The dollhouse. Brother John didn't know that.
And
Brother John went and got he's Second Amendment. Brother John went and got his gun and said, well, hey, what you doing over in Wilson's shop? So that's what I'm saying. You know, for us, the race thing wasn't, we were Americans. I asked my great-grandmother, granddaddy's mother, how was race relationship for her? And she says, Karen, we really didn't have any problems. You couldn't walk 25 miles to go play and then get mad and say, I'm gonna go home. But you know what? I wanna say it's location, location, location. My prayer partner grew up in DC. And I talked about the 60s not being a problem for me. It was a whole different story from her. And I think it's location. It's up here. We were far removed. I mean, she saw things that I didn't see. And she's white. And she knew about the redlining because they came to her and said, oh, you know, black people are moving in, you better sell this house. She says, Karen, we didn't have no money, we stayed right there. But because of redlining and blacks moving in, people were coming to her parents to pressure them to sell the house. You know, black people and it's going to be devalued now. I didn't have that experience, probably because I was living in Granddaddy's house. I mean, one of the houses that Granddaddy built. I didn't have that experience. And yes, because our first house was one of the houses Granddaddy built up on Stringtown Road.